Yeah.
Okay, we are
I
live.
yeah.
Let's see if I'm going to check us in the group and see if it has shared itself to the group because, like I said, it's been a minute since I've done this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, we're in there. It worked. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see that. I
You
got the
see it?
notification.
Okay. So hey guys, it's been so long since we've done a live stream, and so if I'm a little bit rusty or if we have some hiccups, bear with me, okay? The comments that you leave on the live stream should show up for us. We're using StreamYard to do this broadcast. So I have Cyndi Moyo here with me, the founder of TidalBase and member of Black WPT.
Yay!
Hey,
Thank you
Cyndi.
so much, Lashana.
There is on the right side of the StreamYard panel is like a comment section. So if anybody has any questions and you want to, if you want to ask Cyndi or myself a question, you can add the question to Facebook. But for you, Cyndi, if you want to respond or read any comments, on the right side of the StreamYard panel, you'll see like a little comment section that'll be
Yeah, yeah. I see it
that'll
now.
display.
I see it.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. So we're kicking this off, and the purpose, and I know it's super early for some folks on the West Coast, and late for some of you guys out of the United States. I think it's 9 o'clock or it's noon around Eastern Standard Time right now. So I wanted to get in here and do this stream with you and make it available for folks who may be interested in using a service like TidalBase. So first off, Cyndi, how long have you been a part of this group? Because I feel like we've been talking about you and TidalBase and your iteration through this app for a minute.
Yeah, I mean that's actually how I joined the group because I think this was back in 2020 actually.
Oh, wow.
When I literally just started posting it as an idea to see if anyone would actually sign up. And you saw one of my posts. I think it was like Black Women in IT or something,
Oh, yeah,
and then you
yeah.
introduced me to the group.
I remember that. I remember. That's
Yeah.
cool. And I'm not sure if you guys can hear, but Cyndi has a really cool accent. Where are you from?
So I'm from the UK. I mean, I was originally born in Zimbabwe, and then as a kid, my family moved to the UK, and then I guess like 10 years ago now, I moved to Austria. So I think my accent has been affected because I think when you speak German, sometimes it also impacts things. So I'm never really sure what I sound like now because I rarely speak English to native English speakers.
I'm definitely getting some Austria. I'm getting some Austria. I'm getting that accent and then a little bit of UK as well in there. You're in
Yeah.
the UK right now, right?
At the moment, I'm in the UK. I'm always in the UK for the summer.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, that's cool. Cool. Well, thank you for even what like thank you for the app for TidalBase and even conceptualizing. I want to jump into what it's about in a second. But like thank you for even wanting to share it with the group. I've been trying my hardest to get more people to start sharing their projects and start seeking support from each other in the group. And so this is another attempt of mine to get folks to start sharing their projects. And even if it's like in your case, even if it's in the beta mode or even still being conceptualized, like let's start talking about our projects and
Yeah.
let's start getting the support that we need internally. And we should be able to come to the group, we should be able to come to the members, Black tech members, and get support first and foremost here at home. So thank you for even sharing the concept and the idea with us and wanting to share it. And hopefully, what you share about TidalBase will be useful to someone in the group.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also super grateful because I mean, I think even when I started back in 2020, I think a large part of the motivator for me was seeing like the initial comments from the group, like back
Mhm.
then, it
Yep.
really helped me to see that, okay, this could actually work. Like some
Yep.
people would love it, and yeah, it really motivated me to keep going. Because I mean, I've seen the comments before in the group. Because I think some of us, you have an idea, you start working on it, you buy the domain, and then maybe it never gets finished.
Exactly. It just sits in GitHub, and like the code just sits there, and we never launch it. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I did was I decided to actually found the company, and I think when you start incurring the costs,
Exactly.
it motivates you to actually, okay, I need to actually make sure I put something out. So,
That's true. Yeah. So tell the group about you. Like, what do you what was your like? Are you a tech? Where did you come from? Like, as far as like your expertise in your career, where?
yeah.
Yeah, tell us about you.
So my background is actually in electronics engineering.
Nice.
So the main part, I mean, I guess the larger part of my career, I started like initially like in the defense sector with Lockheed Martin,
Wow.
an American company. They're big over here. And then and through that, I managed to be able to move from the UK to Austria and started working in Austria and actually developed like the Diagnose product, which is actually on the market right now. And it's used for um, remote monitoring of high voltage distribution. So in places where you have really high voltage, where it's dangerous for people to be, so I actually developed with my team like the first product for that remote monitoring solution. Uh, so
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I did that for a while. I mean, I
Wow.
led European projects for yeah, cyber physical electrical distribution systems. So my biggest one had like 25 universities and across like 10 European countries. So looking at how we model like your distribution grid from country to country, like and the reason why it's cyber physical is because obviously you have nature in terms of, is it wind energy, is it solar panels, and
Wow.
and then also being able to model all the devices that you have, and then so that just becomes a really big system
That's
that
so
you're
cool.
trying to model. And with the way things are going, and like it's definitely the way to go. But yeah, but after a
How
while, I mean, the startup bug, it hit me. And I mean, I decided to leave. I mean, I think once you get to a certain position, like within these engineering companies, I guess for a multitude of reasons, like maybe tired of
Well, I mean,
the
you're a black woman in that space. Like, how was that?
I mean, I think in Austria it was unusual because first of all, I mean, they don't really have black people. Like at least they didn't really.
Right.
So
Right.
I
Right.
don't think they had many presumptions about that. But I mean, they also typically don't have women like engineers,
Right.
and I think oftentimes like I mean, you mentioned that I look young before the stream started, and I really
She
struggled
looks
with
like she's about 13. She's definitely got that melanin is like running strong in you.
that. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I used to have startups who would come to pitch their products to our company, and it would be me and maybe some colleagues from my team who would be present. And I'd always notice that people will like pitch their product to like my male colleagues
Yeah.
without actually realizing that I was the decision maker, and the entire time they've
Wow.
been ignoring me. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess it was those small microaggressions where you think, you know what, I don't need this.
Wow, that's crazy. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. I have so many questions. Like, okay, so how did you go from there to, wanting to be an entrepreneur and like even thinking like, I mean, you could have stayed in your field, but you decided to be a developer of an app. And so how did this concept come to you, and what made you want to leave and then sort of jump into being a sort of launching a startup?
Yeah, so so TidalBase is not actually my first rodeo.
Wow.
The first one before that was Headlow, and it was for hairstyling because that's something I struggled with my entire life. But unfortunately, like when COVID hit, like the contracts that I had with some of the hair care brands, it just wasn't like the right time anymore because like in that moment it was like the world had kind of changed. So
Yeah.
I kind of had to put it on pause and start looking about like, okay, what else can I do? And just seeing the technology that was available to us during that time, like video calls and even setting up like co-working groups, because I am a social person and I,
Mhm.
I missed having access to people to talk to who are interested in what I'm talking about or who know what it is I'm talking about.
Right.
And so that's how, yeah, the idea behind TidalBase was born. Because when I went from being in my leading research and development to actually developing an app, like I now had to get to start learning the different web technologies. Um,
Right.
but it wasn't like I was starting from scratch. So for example, I mean, I already had like a lot of Python experience because that's what we use for modeling like
Right.
different things within electrical engineering. So but still just understanding how that all works and having to actually focus on doing the code myself. So
Right.
yeah, that
I I
was
when you showed me and I want to jump into what title base is, but like when you showed me, the concept behind it and how it helps facilitate connecting developers and really techs into to each other, I thought it plays so well with my concept with Black WPT and how, I created the group to try and connect people. And yeah, I really, really kind of fell in love with the concept. And so what is title based? Explain a little bit about the concept and what it is, and then we'll start screen sharing soon.
yeah. So the goal of Tidal Base is to accelerate developer learning and productivity and problem solving, and this is done through structured one-to-one co-working sessions. But in order to provide those co-working sessions that make sense for you or for you to meet new people, a key aspect of TidalBase was also just understanding what it is you're working with and like developing or evolving with what you're working with so that you get to co-work with people that interest you, that have worked with that problem you've worked on. Um, yeah, and really all to help to fuel like learning. I mean, I've
Gotcha.
seen multiple times in our group where people say, "Oh, it'd be really cool. Why don't we organize and get people to, um, I'm learning to code. Like, let's learn together." And like,
Right.
but the issue with that is like someone has to do the organizing. And
Exactly.
really,
Yeah.
the challenge with TidalBase was like, okay, why don't we find a way where, I mean, it works much in the way that we work, because when you go to a boot camp or you go to university, because you're there anyway, you meet people,
Yep.
and
Yep.
the idea behind TidalBase is because you're on your laptop anyways,
Right.
you should be able to meet someone personalized to what you're working on.
I really like it I really like it for the black tech space because we come from untraditional career paths. Like we come from a lot of us. Some of us are self taught. Some of us went to school. Some of us, kind of fell into it by being exposed to it at work, and then we ended up in the field somehow. And it really, really, in my opinion, it would really help our the members of the group because we do have a Slack, and
Yeah.
there's people who are working on projects in the Slack group, but like no one's facilitating it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I liked the concept of TidalBase for Black WPT and other sort of Black techs and different groups in organizations that I'm a part of. So I can't wait to start sharing it out to people. So
Yeah. 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 And
yeah,
I think the other key driver for me with Tidal Base, and I think even like for Black text, I think part of the issue we face is like, you know, not necessarily knowing who has that little bit of information that can help you to get ahead.
yep,
And I would hope to close that gap within title base so that everyone like then has like much better opportunities of meeting and getting motivated by the right people so they can achieve their goals or dreams. And because for me, networking has certainly been key. And in developer circles, you hear it all the time. But
yep,
then the question is, like, how do I get out and do it?
yep,
So,
yep. I in the early part of my career, I accredit my good friend Edwin. We used to be on, at the time it was Skype, and we used to do those screen shares, and just having, like, he literally lived in Los Angeles and I was up here in the Bay Area, and
yeah,
having a support system, like somebody I can ask a question to when I got stuck at work, or working on my own individual project, and just having him to ask questions to, and vice versa. He would reach out to me. Sometime he would be at work and got stuck on something, and he'd ask me like, hey, how do I write this, whatever. And it was just nice to have someone and be social as well, and be able to connect with someone who understood what I was working on. So all right, so do you want to share your screen and then like kick us off into like a showing us what title base is? I know we're in beta, or you're in beta.
yeah, I'm gonna do
Okay,
that.
so like at the very bottom is a present button, I think,
Yeah,
right on your screen.
I've got it. Yeah, I'm just gonna share the window for now.
That's fine.
Um, so here it is. Can you see my screen? Is it showing? Yeah.
Hold on. I think I have to. Oh, there we go. I gotta add it to the. There we go.
Okay. So title base. So
Talk about the
uh,
beta really quick.
sorry.
Talk about how beta is working right now.
So the way beta is working right now is, I mean, I'm still in that phase where I'm just introducing title base to different communities. So far I got the code bar community. It's a community, they've got like 13,000 people that are learning to code across Europe. So they've signed up.
Right.
And then I'm talking to you guys. And then, yeah, I just have a list of communities that I'm going through, and asking them to come on board and try it and have like their network as well here on Tidal Base. And yeah, just test it and tell us, or me, how it's going, whether it's working or not working.
Okay.
So
Great.
but the challenge with such a platform is, in order for it to work really well, you also need a large number of people to sign up. So um,
Gotcha. So
so that's the challenge.
we
But
need
we
everybody in Black WPT to sign up so that they can help you test it. Okay, got it.
yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Cool.
that is it. So I mean, I don't know whether it would be helpful to see. And so that's basically the title based beta. Like most of the functionality is working. Um, I mean, it's just a few more additional matching modes that we need to add, and yeah, that'll be also on the basis of community feedback to find out like what's really important, and also just making sure that yeah, I mean, because I think the thing that makes or breaks our platform is, our promise to provide you like matches that are relevant to you, or matches that you care about. And that's a key thing that we're trying to understand now
Got
for
it.
TidalBase.
Gotcha. So show us what how all this works and give us a intro.
Okay. So let me just get this up and running. And so, I mean, TidalBase is live, so people can sign up. What I will do is get there's a dedicated group for BWPT on TidalBase already, but I need to add you as an admin on there, Mashona, and then you can so you can make sure the right people are joining. But basically, this is the landing page, and if you get here, you can just sign up.
Great.
And TidalBase, it's actually two things, right? It's our web app plus our Chrome extension to begin with. And I mean, I will show a bit later why we had such an emphasis on a Chrome extension. But yeah, now I'll show you the onboarding process, and all you have to do is, I guess, standard sign up stuff, your name, where you're based, uh, some details about you, like, and this just helps us for the natural language processing to find out like whether you're learning, building, or looking for um,
Nice.
to build like a good profile for matching you up with people, and also some topics you're interested in discussing, and then uh, yeah, and any other topics that we might have missed out. That's up to you. So that's basically your basic profile that you build. Your current photo, which you can upload so that people see you before, uh, have an idea of who they're talking to before the session starts. And then I think, but what's really key is the match preferences, so or match goals, however you want to put it. So if you are like a developer and you already have some tech skills, you can set it up as like what you work with. And then on the basis of that, we have a little questionnaire to gauge or to get an idea of your development experience, because I think this really helps us when matching you with people so that, shall we say, experts aren't always matched with like, say, new beginners. So it's so that we give you a mix of between, yeah, who you meet on the platform. And yeah, so just
So
like
it's
that, and
basically
then also
you're
you try
walking
to.
through this journey. You're walking through this journey and you're building up the criteria that is going to allow the system to match you with partners, right? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we obviously use the your tech stack to also streamline who you're talking to, because I feel like sometimes it doesn't make sense if, say, you are working in Java to maybe talk to someone who's working on, say, Django, because it's not necessarily,
Oh, I see. I
you
see.
know, the most
What
helpful sort of conversation.
what about your proficiency? Like if I'm a newbie, would you pair me up with someone who is also a newbie, or would you pair me with someone who is kind of seasoned?
So the way the system works, I mean, I think the general setting is, so if you are an expert and you just select that, like we'll always try to match you up with someone on your level.
Got it.
But we do have the mentor and mentor me like goal options as well. So if you say I'm open to meeting up or to co-working with people that are early on in their career, then some of the slots will be with people that aren't as good as you. But obviously, it also depends on who's available. So if there's only someone who is a beginner, then
Got
it's
you.
and you're an expert, then that's
Got
what the
it.
match is going to be. But um, the system does try to give you a match of both options, and will also look at how you rate your options to see what kind of matches you're truly looking for.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think it's useful. I mean, like, we also have the connect with fellow I mean, this is just a simple yes, match me, so that the system knows that you are actually e-learning. And for this, even for fellow tech enthusiasts, this is where the Chrome extension really shines, because once you log into the Chrome extension, you can add so if you're e-learning, you can add the website that you're focused on. And we have this toggle here, so to activate the URL auto change, because obviously what you're working on, or what you're focused on, or your progress within your course changes over time. And what TidalBase does is it will then toggle like your focus page based on your activity on the browser.
Gotcha.
And what's nice about that is then your matches change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you think about from the perspective of, I'm a seasoned developer, but maybe I'm using this new package, you can add the docs onto the focus URL, and that will also then provide you matches with people who worked with that particular new package that you're working on. So basically just trying to give you people that you can talk to regardless of the technology that you're working on.
Gotcha. So you have your profile and things that are attached to your profile, like the proficiencies, and then you have like these docs or um what was that other screen? It was basically you going in there and putting in things that you're working on, packages that you're working on, documentation, and you're basically just building up a profile to make it as closely possible to match you with the right person is what's happening, right?
Yeah, it is. So it's this idea of the focus URL. So
Hmm.
because typically as a developer, you typically work with the internet. You're usually
Yep.
focused on a particular page. So you're just adding that page gives us a lot of information from the metadata of that page to
Oh, I
understand
see.
what it is like you're working on, right? Like
Got
what's
it.
of interest to you right now. Um, and
Gotcha.
then as you progress on, say, on the same, say, host name, so on the same web page, then we
Hmm.
also change it on the basis of your activity so that it's always the most up to date for that particular page that you're on.
Gotcha. Okay. Great.
So, I mean, for people that are learning to code, like, so if you think about a course website like the Odin project, like, this is great because then you're more likely to talk to people that are of the same level of progress as you, or
Right.
maybe further.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, but if you're a seasoned developer, then you're more likely to talk to someone who's maybe worked on that particular part of that software package. So, you just add the read the docs web page that you're focused on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So is this the dashboard? This is like the main screen. What's on this page?
No, this page is just the matching preferences.
Okay.
So, as I was mentioned earlier, we do have the option for also mentoring others. So for those that are experienced and want to mentor others, then this would be the the
I don't
so
know if it's just
the
me, but I'm hearing there's there's either a lag, or is it just me? Can somebody in the
Yeah, so they
chat
can select.
tell me if you are hearing interference in the live stream? It could just be me and my internet. Okay, some other folks are saying they're hearing lag as well. It might be coming from your side, Cyndi. I think we
I think it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have other tabs open?
Um, I will close the other tabs.
You know how Chrome is.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, so I think I started hearing lag when you talked about we could be you could be a mentor here.
Yeah. So we have the mentor matching option where you, as the mentor, can select the type of mentees that you're looking to meet. So
Oh,
whether it's people that are just developing their technical skills, maybe getting their first job, or making a lateral career move, and with that, you can just maybe add a few more details about maybe who you'd love to talk to, and then they'll be matched to you in the co-working sessions as well.
awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah. But if anyone's interested to know how our algorithm works, I mean, we essentially try to
I'm hearing lag
because
again.
naturally you will have different goals. And we what we do is we strive to find the best match for any of your goals in that particular matching round.
Got you.
And coming up soon, what we would like to do, and this is something we would is offering the option to match you with people who are looking for like potential collaborators, maybe on software projects or events or partnerships, that sort of thing. Or if we have, I mean, I've spoken to some recruitment people that would love to use this. So if they're offering opportunities, maybe getting some managers on here that maybe you can talk to as you're
Ah,
co-working, that would be
nice.
good. And I think for founders, it's also particularly important because that's one thing that matching that I'm keen to get sorted next, because I think being a founder, it's a hard thing. And I think it would also always be nice as a founder if you can connect with other founders that are having similar problems to you, like in terms of their software development, whatever it is that they're doing for their startup.
Absolutely. I'm a founder, so I would I would love to connect with other founders and network with them on their experience.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Cool.
And one other type of matching session that I got a request for was with one of the communities that I reached out to, was on getting help preparing for an upcoming interview. So this would just
Oh,
basically be a session where you agree that for 30 minutes, the other person will interview me, do an interview practice with me, and then 30 minutes you switch to the other person.
wow.
And so, yeah, but that's, we're still trying to figure out like the best way for
That's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
That's very
But
helpful.
really just everything, we just want to have as much as we can to help like software developers, especially since with all the online resources they are, I think we need good networking resources as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The when we talk about the target audience for TidalBase, who's the target audience? I know for sure, like, folks who want to be mentored. Who else would be a good audience?
So the target audience is, yeah, people who want to mentor others, people that are obviously looking for mentors, people that are learning to code, like I think especially early on in your journey, like this will be absolutely key. I would say people who work from home.
Okay.
And maybe you just want, I don't know, a bit of an office feeling from time to time to help you with motivation and stuff, then this is a good spot for you.
Awesome.
Because ultimately it's meant to help everyone in terms of networking so that you as a developer can meet other developers at whatever stage you are. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you showed us how to connect and make the connections. How does it work? So if I'm a user, and I'm someone who has signed up for the program for TidalBase, how do I use this? Cyndi, did we lose you? I see your screen still.
Hello?
Yes. I see your screen. I just don't hear you.
Okay. I actually didn't hear you there for a second. Okay. What was your
Oh,
question? Sorry, can you repeat
yeah,
it?
your internet is in and out, seems like. So can you explain how a person who signed up for this, so say I'm a developer and I signed up and I went through the process of registering and creating the all the metadata associated with matching me, how would I come back in here and use it?
So once you have it, so it's either you just have the Chrome extension and
I think it's your internet, Cyndi. It's cutting in and out again. This sucks. I tell you, being technology, this is what we have to deal
yeah,
with.
with someone this box here where you can usually book a session. Yeah.
Cindy,
Can you hear me
Cindy, can
now?
you can you leave the broadcast and then come back in? Because I think your internet is very choppy.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys, hold tight. We're gonna see if we can get her to leave and then come back. Um, Let me know if you hearing a lag from just me alone? Because it could be my internet too. Doug, if you're listening, let me know if you hear a lag from my end, because I want to make sure it's not me. Okay. Okay. I got that good expensive Bay Area cable internet over here. We'll let her give her a second to jump back in and then see if we can learn how to actually use it because I'm curious to know. Let's see. 64 gigabytes. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. I hope she's able to get back in. She may have to restart her computer just to refresh the network in general. Good old technology. This is what I experience in meetings all day. And I'm in meetings, I experience this. If it's not me lagging, it's the other person lagging. So, and I like how you guys are I like how you coming up with ideas on things that she can implement as well. I think that's her purpose of doing beta is to kind of see what other things that they can implement and make it better. So keep throwing out ideas as you see her go through the platform. Let's see. She's probably refreshing or restarting her computer. She's back.
Hello.
Yay.
Yeah, sorry about that. My Chrome was acting up.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I know. No, it's not live on YouTube, you guys. I'm gonna put it on. I'll try and put it on YouTube afterwards, after we get out of the live stream. But I think we left off with you going into what a user would experience once they finish creating a profile and getting matched. And if you want to share your screen again, you should be able to.
Yeah. Just go with the Chrome tab now and see if that's easier. But yeah, when it comes to booking a session, all you have to do is book it through here. So you can, on the web app, you can book it on here. The way it works is 10 minutes. So the session starts on the hour or at 1/2 past the hour, and then always 10 minutes before like the final matches are decided. Reason for being is so that we just find you like the best match for that time slot, and all you have to do is schedule a time. So if you were to book it for now, that means at this time, so at 18:20, that's when you'll get like a proper partner assigned to you. And then for this session that I'd already previously booked, you can simply join. So if you click the join button, it will take you to like a video call, kind of like a Google Meet call directly with the person that you're matched with. So
Okay, so
yeah, so
after
sessions are hosted directly.
well, before they get to the point to schedule it, so when they get ready to schedule it, do they have the ability to choose who they're matched with, or is it like it's just built into the algorithm to do the matching, and whoever they schedule, like the scheduling part is done for them. They are not able to pick who they want,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Got you.
Yeah, they're not able to pick. So we pick the best match for you at that
Gotcha.
time. We do have the calendar option, whereby if you have friends or people that you add as a connection, you'd be able to see when they're working, so you can still book a session with them.
Oh, so you can book sessions with friends. Okay.
Yeah. So whoever you add to your My Connection. So I mean, because obviously when you have these co-working sessions, you obviously will meet people that you enjoy working with, and the idea is then you should be able to book a session with them.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. But for everyone else who doesn't have a preference or a person, then you just have to schedule like the time that you want the session for, and then join it when at the session time. One thing I also wanted to explain is how the sessions work and the current rationale behind why the sessions work this way. So the sessions it's a 15-minute session. The first 40 minutes, the first couple of minutes, you say, hello, how are you doing? And you just say what you're working on, and they say what they're working on. And then you basically work together. Like you can mute your microphones for like 40 minutes. 50 minutes. And then once the session ends, you each get a button that pops up asking you whether you just want to wrap up the session
Okay.
quickly or whether you'd be interested in chatting with them further.
Gotcha. So a normal session is about
Yeah.
45 minutes normally, but you can extend it.
No, sorry. Yeah, so the normal session is it's actually 50 minutes.
Okay, 50.
But you can just add it quickly after the 50 minutes, or if you got a good vibe of the person, or maybe you checked out their profile and they're working on something similar to you, then you can
extend
chat
it.
for longer with the person.
Gotcha. Okay.
The idea being that so that we don't have instances where, like, maybe if you're a newbie and you have obviously a lot of questions, like you're not overwhelming the other person with a lot of questions.
Gotcha.
And also to try and make and that gamification element also make sure that you know like how the session should go, whether the person just wants to go for whatever reason, or whether there is that connection for both of you and you want to network further.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, the idea being you should be able to add it as part of your working day so that in the same way that you network in the office, you can also network virtually.
Gotcha. What happens when
Yeah.
you so when you're ready to actually join, I see a join button right there. What happens when you click that? Does it take you into another screen with like a live stream or some sort of a video section, or
Yeah, yeah.
what happens?
It takes you into a video call, kind of like you do with
Okay.
like Google Meet or
Okay.
like a Zoom call, but directly on the TidalBase platform.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. And what if you get
Yeah.
matched or you do a session
Yeah.
with someone and you realize like this person is definitely has no idea what they're doing, or I don't want to be matched with this person again. Do you have the ability to unmatch with them?
I mean, so unfortunately, you will have them for the session, but you can block them afterwards or during. And also, if you don't like your initial interaction with them, then you can also select the button to wrap up the session quickly without further discussion.
Got you.
Yeah. So, so those are our two methods of mitigating that.
Got it. Great. And then how does the My Connections section work?
So my connection session. So I guess the only time you'll really view someone else's or have access to someone else's profile is if you're matched, like in session. Then you'll have access to see their profile, for example, like about what they're working on. So
Okay.
this is my
Okay.
she hasn't really put much. She's probably learning Python.
Okay.
And then so I'm already connected with her, but you'll be able to like connect with them. But also during the session, you have the option to. There's also the button to add them as a connection, and then
Got you.
once you have them as a connection, they would be here.
Got it.
We have the My Networks page. So, for example, here I mean, at the moment we don't have many members, but over
Right.
here you'll be able to see the network admins.
And
The
so let me
mentors.
ask you about this. So in order to use TidalBase, do you have to be affiliated with a network, or could you just sign up to be a normal member?
So you can sign up to be a normal member, and then you can request access to a particular network.
Okay.
But with this flow, the network admin has to accept or reject you.
Got it.
Um, but but if you have the link, like so the link that I would give to you for BWPT is then everyone would be able to just be automatically added to
Got it.
the group. But I mean, you can always boot them out.
Okay. Okay,
Like,
cool.
yeah.
Got you. Is there and as a network owner, is there are there any cool perks about having a network? Like, can we go to live stream together? Is there anything? Um, is there any perks about having everybody grouped together?
I think one of the things that we're thinking of introducing in the future would be like maybe audio rooms for the group,
Okay,
and but really that'll be depending on what the networks ask for. I
gotcha.
think the key thing about being in the network is then it we also prefer people in your network for matching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
if you want to meet and work with other people from this group, then it's definitely worthwhile to be in the network.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I think it'd be really nice for people to get to know each other like within
Yeah.
the group with this
Yeah,
feature.
and I've been trying to get more in the group. I've been trying to get more folks to connect with each other and understand what each other does, so that if you ever have a question and you ever need to link up or whatever, even if it's just like, you work at this company, and I'm about to do an interview, I want to connect with you. I've been trying to figure out how to make that connection, and so this is pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Um,
And is there, and this is probably what a lot of folks will be asking questions about too. I know this is beta, but is there going to be a cost associated with title base?
yes. Yeah. They will be. So for the group members, we do offer like 3 hours for free per week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but if you wanted more matches, then you can get like the pro membership, which works out to be 12.95 monthly, or 6.95 if you're paying yearly.
Okay. And
So yeah,
what
yeah,
if what if um what if a network, like for example, we're looking at our Black WPT network. What if a network wanted to, subscribe and make it available to all of our network users? Is that even a thought? Maybe long term down the road or something?
yeah. That is a thought actually. Like we've had some discussions with some other US based communities who wanted it for their community. I mean, but they wanted it closed up, so it would just be their members matching with each other.
Gotcha.
So we're just still discussing that how that could work. But yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to discuss like what would be the best way for the network.
Gotcha. Very cool. This is a really, really nice platform, and I can see it growing from here. In a sense, it kind of has a social network sort of a aspect to it, where you're connecting and you're being social but it's targeted in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. If you guys have any other questions, I think Doug may have asked this in the chat. He said one feature that I'd like to see on Title Base is having a grouping of topics that a person could have mastered. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Could they give like further explanation what they mean about a grouping of topics that a person will have mastered? Because I mean, what you don't see is I'll have to share it differently.
Grouping of topics. I think he's talking about in the initial setup when you're running through the questions and it's asking you like your proficient. I think he's speaking around being able to associate multiple proficiencies. I think it's a grouping of topics. I'm not sure what he means by that. Doug, if you're still listening, Clarify that statement. What do you mean having
Yeah,
a grouping of topics? What do you mean by that?
that would be good. Because I mean, the other thing that TidalBase does, and I don't know if you can see the Chrome extension here,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
is obviously as you progress, you tick stuff off as done. And
Okay,
that also adds to the algorithm in terms of what we think you're proficient at.
okay.
um, so I don't know if
So
that's
okay,
one
so
way they
yeah,
go about
can you
doing it.
explain how the Chrome extension? Because I didn't realize I did hear you say it earlier, but like explain what it is and how it works.
Yeah, so basically the Chrome extension is meant to accompany you as you progress online.
Okay,
And intuitively like gather information about what you're focused on, what you're interested in right now.
okay,
So the way it works is obviously you add a website that you're focused on right now. And so for, like I said, for e-learners, it could be the course content that you're focused on right now. If you are a
okay,
proficient developer, maybe working on a particular package. So if it's like, for example, Shopify, it would be the read the docs page that you're interested in right now.
okay.
And the idea being, okay, this is just going to add TidalBase, but once you, yeah, you activate the URL of the change. So we look at your behavior online to see whether you've moved pages or not, and then nudge you about whether you want to update the page you're actually focused on.
Hmm.
And then once you've mastered a particular page, then you tick it off. And
Ah,
then
okay,
that's also noted within the system that, okay, you've figured out whatever problem you had. And then if you have a particular problem or any
got you,
other additional data that you want to add about this page and what you're working on this page, then you can add it here as well. So
got
you
you.
do something like
So it's
this.
just basically
And
it's
then
building it.
once
It's
that's
just
also,
I was gonna say it's basically just building up a bunch of metadata about your progress, about your interests, so that
yeah,
you can be accountable for increasing your expertise, or you can find help,
yeah.
or you can eventually mentor other people. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like in the future, we will add a view so you can see your progress on the different pages and what you've
Okay,
mastered. Um, but that is all information that TidalBase is trying to learn about you to
got
provide you
you.
with even better matches. And so you can even enter like the problem, like under what current problem topic. So it can literally be the problem you're trying to deal with right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's very cool. That's so cool. I know we're running up on 1 hour on here, and is there anything else, any more key things outside of what you've shown on this live that you want to highlight? I'm really fascinated with this network piece, because I'm like, okay, how can I use it to connect, folks within our group to each other? And so I'm going to be asking you more questions about how I can make that useful to our group. But is there anything other key features that you want to even discuss before we end it? We got a few minutes.
No, I think that's everything about the platform.
Okay. And as far
Yeah.
as like when we get ready to you've already created me like a URL, right? So I can invite folks to our network on TidalBase.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
And then I could share it, and they can sign up. So I think the goal is for us to when Cyndi provides the URL, I'll share it in the group, and then anyone who's interested in using this service, I know right now she's more or less interested in getting some beta users to help her test it. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if you guys can just go and sign up for it, just to help her test, just to support her in what she's working and building, that would be helpful too. And maybe this might be something that we could use group wide. long term to start trying to match individuals to each other within the group. So support her, and when you see the link, make sure you sign up for it. But Cyndi, it'll be my pleasure to try and get as many of our BWPT folks in here to start helping you test it out.
Yeah, it'd be really great to have you guys on there, and also like any and all feedback is really welcome.
Okay. Yep.
Because I mean, I would really like to make it like the best product that there is. Like,
I it's got to really, even just the what you've already implemented. I think when you first talked to me about the first iteration that you had brought up, I mean, seeing where it is now, it's actually a really good useful tool in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to testing it out with you and helping you beta test it and support it. I think it's very needed. Cool.
yeah. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Yeah. All right. Also, anyone else, if you have a product, if you have a service that you want to talk about within the group, I'm going to be trying to do these lives as often as possible. So if you have a product, if you have an app, and you want to share it amongst the group, you need beta testers. Like, there's absolutely no reason why we should not be supporting each other. Like, there's no reason why we should have a group of 5,000 people, and almost 600 or 700 people waiting to be a part of this group, and we're not supporting each other.
Yeah,
So the goal is for, you know, when you see me drop that link in Black WPT in a post, click on it and sign up, and help this sister beta test her software so she can get it out there into the world. So, all right, thank you, Cyndi. We'll do this again. I want to broadcast in my other group, Breaking into Tech, as well, because there's a lot of newbies to programming in there as well. So I'll link up with you on a side note, and then we'll
yeah.
keep it going. But looking forward to playing around with TidalBase with you.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I'm
Cool.
really excited. Thank you for the support. It really means a lot.
Absolutely. All right, stay put. Don't log off. I'm going to end the broadcast